Welcome back to Sister Talks. I am your host, JM, and this is my co-host.
I'm Tatiana.
And we have a very special topic today about moving away from your hometown and also things that you encounter while moving away at a young age or older age. And we have two special guests, my best friend, Candace.
Hello.
And my sister, Shalita.
Hey, y'all.
Okay, so today we're going to start off with a little bit of an icebreaker. So if you had to move to a different state as of right now, where would you move?
Okay, I'll start off. I really love Chicago, so I wouldn't really want to move anywhere else. But if I had to choose somewhere else, it would probably be, I want to say Houston, Texas. Houston, Texas. Yeah.
Candace?
Ooh, I can't just pick one. That's the thing. I have a couple places I would want to live. If I had to, San Antonio, Texas.
You're trying to be my neighbor, I see.
Maybe.
Shalita?
I like Atlanta, Houston. Vegas would be my top choice out of them three. I like Vegas.
Okay.
I want
to Vegas.
Oh.
Vegas is very fun.
It's very hot.
Yeah, like Arizona.
Okay, I guess it's the same. It's the same amount of heat. But I would move to Atlanta. I want to move to Atlanta now. So, or I would move somewhere in Texas because I like the way that their houses look.
Yeah, that would, what got me is how their homes are kind of affordable and it looks worth the price that it's marketed for. So they have really nice homes.
Also, Texas is one of those states where they constantly building because the population is growing. So new homes are being built like every day. So that's why I would want to move there.
Right. Yep. Okay, so since we know where you guys would like to move to if you had to choose somewhere, we want to get to know you guys a little bit since you are the guest today. And Candace, you can start off with a brief little introduction of yourself.
Hi, I'm Candace. I'm 30, soon to be 31 on the 29th of May. I have not a 1 year old. I have a 2.5-year-old son named Colby. I like to watch sports. I love to eat, and I like to drink wine.
And Shalita, a little intro.
Okay, my name is Shalita. I'm 37, you guys. I have one child. I love to party. I'm a business owner, cute closet lounge. Shop with me, y'all. But I'm very outgoing. I love to travel. I love to eat. So if you guys know any good places, let me know. I'm in Chicago.
So since we're gonna be talking about like where did you guys move to before, like the state or whatever. So you guys could like go into a little bit in depth of where'd you move to, why, how old were you, and then how long maybe did you live there?
Okay, I can start off because I did a brief move. I was 22 or 23. I'm not sure of how. I was 23. I was 23 years old. I moved to Phoenix, Arizona because of my best friend. She lived out there at the time. And I just moved there because I felt like nothing was going right here. And I moved on a whim. It was not planned or anything. It was literally, I'm gonna move out there Wednesday, and Friday I was there. So it was Phoenix, Arizona. Candace.
Okay. I got married here in Chicago, Illinois, and moved to Arizona when I was 19 years old, still a baby. I lived there from I moved there in 2010 and I moved back to Chicago in 2021. So I was there for about 10 and a half years. Very, very hot state, but I'm happy to be back in Chicago.
Oh, I forgot to mention, I was in Phoenix, Arizona for about 8 or 9 months. It was real brief. It wasn't for me. It was too slow, high. And yeah, it wasn't my cup of tea.
Okay, you guys, I moved to Kewanee, Illinois. I still was in Illinois, but I was like 3 hours away. I moved for a change for my son and me. It was a boring little town, but it was still fun. I made it fun because I'm a fun person. But I really liked it. I stayed there about 5-6 years, and then I came back to Chicago to be home with my family. It got a little lonely, but I made it work.
Yeah, I definitely was missing my family when I moved away, even though it was pretty short time and I came to visit like maybe a month or two after I moved. I still was like missing out because I have a big family and I'm used to being able to go to people's houses and stuff. And I only had my best friend, her husband out there. So it got a little lonely or whatever. So that was a big reason why I moved back, was for my family.
And then I moved to Phoenix, Arizona. I moved as like a child. So I moved when I was almost 14 years old. So I feel like I have a different experience because I was going to school. So like I was getting to know people fast and like I was still growing. So it wasn't like the biggest adjustment for me. And then like a significant amount of my family moved here slowly. But yeah, I moved here when I was almost 14. I'm now 21. So 7 years. And I like it. It is hot. It is slower. That's why I've been getting into like traveling and stuff. Like I like living here, but it is like slow for some stuff. But yeah.
Do you ever plan to move away from there, or you plan on like building your life there, or you haven't decided because you are young, you're only 21, so?
I haven't decided. I want to try Atlanta or I want to try Texas, and then like if I don't like it, like it's not the end of the world. I just assume I could just move back here and then with my family. But I want to try one or the other. But I think I would I just don't want to go by myself. So I just want like one other person in the state that I know. So yeah, we'll see.
What about you, Shalita? Do you plan on just making it work here, or are you in moving mode or thinking about moving? Or
I'm gonna definitely move. I want to go somewhere where it's more fun, partying. Yes, I'm definitely move.
Oh wow.
Yes.
And what about you, Candace?
Well, by me being away in Arizona for 10 years, I think I'm gonna stay put for right now. Both of my parents are getting older. So yeah, I think I want to stay put for right now. But eventually I wouldn't mind moving somewhere else.
Yeah, I feel like it's no place like home for me. Like no place like home, but you never know what to call you. So
Yeah. I love it here too, but it's just I'm tired of the cold weather. It's cold. I'm
Yes.
tired of the mixed weather, I like I just want it to be hot year round.
do you think if you move somewhere where it's a lot of partying, because I feel like Chicago is a pretty good city where it's partying here or whatever, but do you feel like would you be so into partying if you move somewhere where it's nonstop partying? You might get tired of it if you move there.
Chicago is a lot of violence going on, so yeah, I'll be more safer and partying.
Okay,
that's what we got to worry about more so now in the city. I love my city. Don't get me wrong. I love Chicago. Chicago is a beautiful city. I love to be here. I'm from Chicago. This is where I grew up at. This is where my family at. But it's just, it's going in a different direction. I was like, you're not safe right now. You're just not safe.
So what effects came from the life-changing decision of moving? Shalita, you can start off with the effects that you encounter when you moved to Kewanee, Illinois.
Far as what? Missing my family, or did I grow? Like, what you want to know?
Pretty much like, did you feel like you gained like independence out there, or did you feel like you learned more skills? Were you able to focus more? Did you go out there to like go to school to just focus like
Okay, yeah. When I went to Kiwani, it was like me growing up. I was like on my own. I believe I was 24, so I did learn a lot. You know, I did a lot of stuff by myself, as far as my bills, my apartment. I had a son. Tyrese was at the time, I believe Tyrese was like 7 or 8. So yeah, I grew up a lot of independent stuff. I became into my womanhood, you know, more so on my own. I didn't have my family, so I had to make a way for me and my son. It was just me and my son down here. But
did you feel guilty that you had to move your son away from his family, his cousins and aunts and stuff, or you felt like that was the best decision for you at the time and your son?
I felt like that was the best decision at the time for me and him. For me to grow as well as him. And he got a better education out there, actually, when he went to Kewanee, Illinois. He had some great teachers and stuff. So it was a struggle at first because I was running back and forth, but eventually I'm a people's person. So I met the whole little town. It was only about 13,000 people living in the town. So it was great, you know, but I really learned a lot of stuff. I was just more independent. I didn't have to depend on my sister, my mama, my grandmama. I did it on my own for like 5 years. Yep. So
You definitely people person. You definitely know the whole town. You know
yes.
everybody.
Yes. Yes.
And what about you, Candace?
What I would say I gained by being in Arizona was I got to learn about a lot of different cultures. A lot of different people live there. So in my community, it wasn't just Blacks, it was Asian, it was Indians, it was Africans. So I got to network with a lot of different people and Hispanics, you know, a lot of different cultures, learn about a lot of different things. So that's one of the top things that I gained in Arizona is diversity.
I could definitely piggyback off that when I moved out there. I know it was a very short period of time, but I got to know like different, like you said, Africans, Mexicans, you know, Black people that was from like California. It's just like you learn different people. So, you know, like, yeah, I'm Black, but it's Black people in California is different from Black people in Chicago. Like very different. So I definitely gained that moving in that short period of time. And I also gained a sense of like, I wasn't afraid to go to job interviews like I was out here when I was younger. Like it was better job opportunities out there, and I was able to learn different skills because I only had worked one job, which was the South Suburban College job that I was doing before. So it definitely taught me in that short period of time of like, you can put if you want to do it, you can put your mind to it. Like I got the job.
You can make it out there. I will say it was a lot of great jobs out there, and they actually paid pretty well when I first moved there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. I could definitely say that the pay was good. Like I was getting paid decent money coming in as an entry level person. Like never had ever worked at a call center and they were paying me more than I had 5 years experience at my previous job in Chicago. So I could definitely agree with that as far as the pay. The pay start off was just good. And it was a lot of jobs that was just paying really good out there. So you definitely, like you said, could get on your grind out there if you just wanted to grind for a while.
Absolutely.
For me personally, I moved here like 13, 14, and I did have a choice. Like I was asked that I want to move here. So like growth, I would say growth came with it, but then it also would have came anyway because I was still like in a huge growing age anyway. But I know like when I went into high school, I just wanted to go to cosmetology school. That's what I thought in middle school, and that's what I thought like at the beginning of high school. But then one of my teachers convinced me to join this thing called AVID, which is like college like it helps you without like college and stuff. So if I had never joined that, then I probably wouldn't have went to college. I was just gonna do this like cosmetology program that takes about 2 years. So I'd say that is a big, like, I don't know, it was just like a lot of different like support and stuff. They understood that like a lot of people at home didn't know that much, or maybe their parents didn't go to college and stuff. So I would say that was like a big positive thing from moving to Arizona, because I was just set on going to cosmetology school. And then like Candace said, like the diversity, one of my best friends now is like Muslim, and I know a lot about Muslim culture, even though I am not Muslim. So I'd say like I know or have learned a lot about like different like cultures and different types of people and stuff from being here.
Even when I went out to visit my sister Shalita in Kiwani, it was a lot of different cultures out there, and they were all like kicking it and cool. Everybody going, when we went to the little bar or lounge, whatever, it was like all
Yeah,
so,
it was different. It was different. It definitely was different people. Everybody liked different music. It was like a learning experience for you also too, because when you go out in different places, you don't know how they dance. You learn their music. They dance different. They talk different. They just entertain different also too. So they cook different. So it's just a whole lot of stuff. Like I learned in Danville they make egg rolls. So it's just a whole lot of different stuff that people eat everywhere. So that's just how it go in life.
Another part of effects that came with moving, like relationship wise or friendship wise, what came about from moving to a different state or a different place?
I had met a guy, actually a African American guy, never dated black women, so it was stripped out to me. But I was his first African American girlfriend. I gained a boyfriend. I think me and him was together about 4 years. I also gained a good friend named Rena, but I'm still friends with her now. So it was good and good with the bad, but I also enjoyed myself. So yeah, we had good with the bad, but it's just crazy because I'm like, you ain't never dated an African American before. I'm like, wow.
oh yeah, that's crazy. That's interesting.
Candace?
Okay. I was married when I moved. So I was married before I moved to Arizona. And I was married the whole time while I was in Arizona. And partially when I came back to Illinois. But as far as friendships, I gained a few friendships while I was out there. I still talk to some people here and there. But yeah, so that's a little bit about my relationships and friendships.
So the effects that moving had on my relationship, I was actually in a 7-year relationship with the guy that I was dating at the time. And it was kind of like rocky a little bit, because I'm sure if it was like, if I was in heaven and it was roses and daisy, it would have made me not move just like that, because I moved like that, whatever. So it was kind of like, we wasn't in the best position or whatever. And going out there, I don't know if that affected the relationship even more, because obviously we're not together anymore or whatever. And yeah, so it was tough for me not to be able to be around him as much as I was when I lived in Chicago or whatever. So but I feel like it helped me. It taught me. I gained some independence away from him. And that's probably why the decision of me not with him now, the move probably helped me as well. So I'll do it again if I have to. But yeah, like I feel like it helped me in the relationship that wasn't really moving in no way positive. So yeah.
Yeah, like I said before, I moved here when I was like 13, 14. So like relationship like wasn't like the first thing on my mind. And like no one piqued my interest in high school. So since no one like piqued my interest in high school and like it wasn't like on my mind, I didn't start like talking to people and being in like the dating scene until college, which is kind of like it puts you like at a disadvantage because obviously everyone else has been in the dating scene for a few years. So I'd say that was like a negative effect. But friendship wise, I made some really good friends. Like I'm still really good friends with people that I became friends with like right when I moved there. So I made some really good friends. I've learned a lot. Like I said, one of my best friends is like Muslim. Another one of my like really good friends. They're just like, I feel like I have like the smartest friends or whatever, or they seem really smart to me. So I think I made some like really good, like kind friends that I appreciate.
To piggyback on friendship, as far as like, you know, Candace, my best friend. So her moving we were just freshly, like 18, 19 years old. So her moving to Arizona, like across the country or whatever. And, you know, I felt hurt. I was hurt. I was happy for her, but it was like, that was my best friend at the time. But I was more like Shalita when I was younger. I was a people person. So I had a lot of options of people to hang out with, but it's nobody like your best friend or whatever. And I had two best friends at the time. So her leaving me for a man, it hurt me. It hurt. But I also think it helped our relationship where we wasn't like codependent on each other to, you know, be around each other. We was still like this, you know, the mileage didn't
Change much.
affect us. Yeah. So every time we kicked it, it was just like we was back in high school kicking it. So I feel like it helped it helped us. What about you? What do you think?
I don't think the distance made a difference because you remember at the time we used to Skype, we used to Oovel. Remember Oovel? We would be up all night, Oovel, laughing and joking the same way. And then it wasn't like I wasn't coming to visit here because I would come every now and then. I know I got to a point where I stopped coming. That's because I had a death in the family. But yeah, so I would still fly here. We would still video chat like nothing happened. And then when you moved there, we had a good time in that 8 months. You know, we did a lot of laughing and joking, going out to different bars and stuff like that. So it wasn't like we were still connected either way.
Yeah. What about you, Shalita? With your friends, did anything change? Did you gain any friends or?
I gained friends, but nothing changed. I still have friends, childhood friends, that I've been friends with. I'm a people's person, so I'm real close with. I got a couple of good friends. So right, I really didn't miss out on none of my friends here. That's here in Chicago. I gained friends in Kewanee. So either way, I'm all good with my friends.
Work friends, school friends, childhood friends, high school friends. She's definitely a people person for sure.
Yes.
So, and she got a lot of siblings too, so she ain't lacking. Okay, so what caused you guys to move back? What happened or what didn't happen that caused you guys to move back? And Shalita, you can start.
More so I had missed my family. I just wanted to change of the scenery. I missed my hometown. I was missing my family. And I was just ready to come back. I was just missing. And my son, I believe Tyrese was in the 7th grade or 6th grade. I was just missing my family. I was ready to come back.
Yeah.
Missing home.
And Candace?
What made me move back was my son. So I got pregnant. I had my son out there. And having a kid with no family around is extremely hard. I didn't have no support really. You know, I was a stay-at-home mom, so it was just me and my baby. I didn't trust people enough out there to watch my kid while I work or anything. So I made the best decision was to stay home and be with him. But then when it was time for me to go back to work, because I needed to go back to work, who can I trust to keep my baby while I'm at work, you know? So that was the biggest thing, is my son. I didn't have no support. The second thing was my family. I was away from my family 10 years. You know, Thanksgivings, Christmas, all those major holidays where you normally with your family and laughing and joking. I didn't have that for 10 years. So family was the next biggest thing for me. And that's it.
That's all. For me, what made me move back, it was just Arizona wasn't my speed at all. And I was, like I said before, that I was in a relationship or whatever you want to call it for 7 years. So I still didn't have that figured out either. But for the main reason was I missed my family. Arizona wasn't for me or whatever. And then of course the little relationship that ended immediately when I got back, because it wasn't what was I doing? So yeah, it was my family mostly.
I still live where I moved to, but I feel like I'm not reaching my full potential. So if I do end up moving, or when I do end up moving, it'll be because I like it's some opportunity out there. I feel like I have a lot of growth to do, like personally, career wise, just all around. So I just feel like I love Arizona. It's just I don't think I'm like I could be doing more, and I want to go somewhere that I feel like my business is gonna flourish, so I can like network and career wise and like personally. I just think like I'm like stagnant in growth now. Like I've graduated school, so it's nothing here unless I found like a really good job tomorrow that I feel like it's worth me staying. So I think just I need more growth. Do you guys have any advice for someone that is thinking about moving out of state, or just moving a little bit of distance, whether it's like a few hours or so away from their family? Do you have any advice to give them?
I would say if you yeah, they can move. It's just do what's best for you, and sometimes change is good. Don't be afraid. Change is good. It's always good to do different stuff. It's always good to go out there and live your life. Change is good.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Shalita. Don't be fearful of what the future holds. Go out there and do it. It's a different world out there. It's a lot to experience out there. I experienced a lot in Arizona. So go out there, do it. Keep your faith first, pray, and hope for the best. The future is bright.
Okay, so my advice would be, if it's somewhere you want to move to and it's opportunity out there, go ahead and do it. Do it. Because if all else fails, you can always move back. Decisions ain't just, if you make a decision, you stuck in it. You can just move back or move somewhere else. Like, don't be afraid to try stuff. You'll be more upset with yourself that you didn't try it, or you didn't move, or you didn't seek out whatever you wanted to do when you could have done it. So I say, don't let nothing hold you back. If that's what you want to do it. And if it doesn't work out, come back. Try it again. Try it again. We do it in relationships. We do it in friendships and stuff. So it's like, I don't think like moving somewhere is like the end all be all. So if you want to move, do it. If it's opportunity out there, go ahead and explore it.
Yes. Have fun, live life. Don't be afraid.
I moved for 8 months and came back and figured out I didn't like it, but I also gained in that 8 months a lot of stuff, and I got to spend time with my best friend.
Good times.
My advice would be, like everyone said, like just do it. If it's not for you, it's not permanent. It's not like you have to live there forever. You could always move back if you think it's not for you. And I'd rather have tried something and it wasn't for me, or tried something and it failed, versus wondering what could have been. So I say do it if you feel like it's going to be a good move for you. Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of Sister Talks. I want to thank our guests, Shalita and Candace, for setting aside some time and coming and sharing their experience with you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for being on the show with us. Make sure you tune in next week. Follow our social medias at SisterTalks07. Bye.
Thank you guys for having me.
Bye.
Bye.